Hello, and welcome to a little walkthrough on Utopia Origin. So I just started out. What's the first thing I want to do? Well, first off, I'm just collecting some strawberries real quick. We're just going to go through, and this is going to be day one. And we're just going to go through and do a little bit of things that you can do to quickly advance your character and help you late game. Obviously, the first thing you want to do is cut down some trees, gather some wood. It's always good to have some in your inventory. Now, right now, I can carry 10 kilograms, and it's not the greatest source of food, but at the beginning, strawberries might be the best thing to increase your food. Strawberries and the occasional apple, but most times people save those for later on crafting. Now, the first thing you want to craft with wood is the little crafting button up here, and there's quite a few things that you're going to be able to craft without any kind of facilities whatsoever. First thing you're going to want to make is a wooden club. Let's go ahead and make that. And then items. What I like to always do is make a few saddles. And we're going to be going over a little bit why this is useful, especially in the beginning. Because you're going to be wanting to find that mount that you want to start off with. Now, it's pretty easy to find a mount in the beginning because they give you a few options that are easy to get, and most of the time it's a good thing to just collect a little bit of everything you see. Because at the beginning, you want everything and lots of it, because later on you might need some of those supplies to make feed, whatsoever, whatnot. So you'll have plenty of seeds and items. Now, the first thing you'll want to collect is these right here, carrots. Carrots are to tame the horses that are right up here. Now, usually you'll want about 5 to 7 to tame one. What I like to do is, so you have a second setup down here right beside your backpack. What I like to do is set up a second setup to tame. Let's do that. Send that to the shortcut bar. And then you can switch back over and be using your main gear here, while also just easily switching over and taming. Get some of this stuff resituated real quick. Very good. Now, personally, I would advise going after their symbols a little bit later on. Oh, right there they are. That all you have to do is feed wheat to them. Personally, I think they're a better option because they often have a higher load capacity, and I'll get into that a little bit as we go along. But just to show you what I mean, I'm just going to show you how to tame a horse, and then also what I mean by the stats being different. First thing you want to do is grab out your club, and in later game even, you'll want to use this club to stun enemies. Take down their health with a weapon, and then once they get low on health and you hit them with this club... wow, he's really getting up here. And you just continue hitting him with the club until that happens. You get out your feed, make sure it's selected on him. It's obviously selected on him because you were hitting him with the club. 2 carrots, 3 carrots, 4 carrots. So that only took 4, and then I used my saddle, and he went directly into my inventory. Now, as you can see, his speed is 6,700, which isn't too bad for a horse, and his load is 23.203. That's moderate when it comes to mounts, but what I'm going after is a higher level bull. So, collect some wheat here. Put that into my shortcut bar. Now let's just go after a random one. Now, quite a few people will... Oh yeah, that's another tip that I wanted to go over. Almost killed the guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, whoops. I didn't realize that my level is actually lower than the beast, so I can't finish it right now. So I will finish it. Ooh, that's a pretty good haul for this level especially. So what I forgot to mention is when you're fighting an enemy, the best thing to do is fly at them and run around them, and you will receive 0 damage. Once they're stunned, they're obviously not going to attack anymore. Hold it. Getting bullhorns left and right. But if you run around your opponent like that, they can't hit you. Because at the time they strike, you're going to be moving fast enough. You can see there he struck, and I moved out of his attack distance. Apparently I need to increase my level before I can... Actually... So your best source of meat-wise food you're going to have early game is going to be... Let's just use this. An amount, as you can see, increases speed. It also increases my carry weight. It used to be 10, now it's all the way up to 18. That's what the load option is when you have a mount equipped. The best food you're going to be able to find is this right here. This little blue beauty of a pig. It will drop pork chops, which when thrown into a fire, make cooked pork chops. And that is some of the best food you can find early game. If you want more leather to make more saddles, actually you need animal hide, and then 2 of those, if you look in here, 2 animal hide makes 1 piece of leather. And then it takes 2 leather to make 1 saddle and 10 wood. Also, if enemies are close together, you'll hit both of them with 1 swing, and that goes the same way with ores and stone. You want to find ones that are linked together where you can hit them and receive extra amount of damage. Now, I will not be taming any of these cows as pets right now. They're not barely worth anything anyways. But as you can see, here are 2 stone close together. Let me grab my pickaxe, go to the middle of them. As you can see, damage happens to both stones with 1 swing. This is a really good way, especially when you're mining minerals and stuff in higher levels, minerals and ores, that will get you more minerals and ore faster. So I'm just gonna go through and kill a few more pigs. After the weapon's damage, you need to press on it, and I need wood to fix it. Well, I'll just use my axe to finish it off. As you can see, you press on it, you fix it, and you can equip it right away again. Now some people choose to just go away and then equip a different weapon, but I always like to, especially if you're running around an enemy and you need to fix a weapon and heal it, you just quickly press that, fix, and equip it right away. Just press the button twice. So yes, I am now level 5, so I'm going to go up and try getting one of those bulls again. The game calls them cattle. As you can see there, they're running around, they're not swift enough, and I got hit by the bull there again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. Great. Now, let's see if we got any luck there. If we go to the mount, ooh, that's not really the greatest speed, but as you can see, the load of the cattle is much higher than the load of the brown horse. Now its speed can vary anywhere from 6,500 to 6,900, so that's not really a great number, so I'll probably be catching a few more to try to get a better one. But yeah, that's best thing starting off is getting this cattle here as your mount. Just keep farming them until you get the speed you want. You're gonna want to kill a decent amount of these here, because to make weapons and everything, you'll need everything that comes to weapons and things like that, you'll need the orbs. As well as if you want to, you can sell those in the item shop later for a decent amount of profit. But yeah, that's the first few tips you want. Just go around gathering, try to find the best mount. Okay, so I've gone a little bit farther, just climb across that fossil, and if you see that tower over there, make sure anytime you get close to one, or remotely need some more area to explore, head to that, because that will open up the map more and make that you can see places a little bit better. All you do, now I already activated this thing, but all you do is go up, jump to this area, and activate. Now I already activated it, and then every day you get 3 teleports to all your activated portal towers. As you can see, I can go, and it doesn't cost anything, but I only have 2 more right now, since I used one already. But another thing to talk about is this right here, Archipelago. It's essentially a different server. So, Archipelago 2 right now, so somebody would have to be in Archipelago 2 at this exact spot to be in the same place. So if your friend or someone you know, or if you're making a trade on the world chat and they say, on to my main account to explain to you a little bit about what Archipelago is some more. If you look, I can actually, my house is located over there, I can actually go to Springday Coast, select Archipelago 2. As you can see, it changed at the top left there. And then if I choose to go there now, it costs 0 archipelago, or it costs 0 teleports, and it shows me which archipelago I'm going to. And that allows you to go on those 3 different separate servers if you want to trade or whatever not that you need. As you can see, I have quite a bit of the map explored on this, but still, yeah, still have a lot more that I could be exploring. Yeah, once you're level 20, now I'm not there yet, but once you're level 20, there's a beacon at every starting ground. That's a little bit, it's like a teleport beacon. It's a little bit farther. Usually you can see it fairly easily from that second beacon point here. You can usually see the beam of light. Once you're level 20, now this is the only beacon essentially where you will be able to teleport without using an item or having to have anything at all. And you can have infinite amount of teleports from this place to, now I'm not exactly sure where the cross-sea transfer goes. Prior to this, I've used this starting ground, and it teleported me to the Springday Coast, which I don't think it's that, it's actually here, yeah. It teleported me close to there to a little bit of it's like another portal, it's not actually one of the teleport towers. But yeah, each one of those teleports you somewhere and can get you there for free and gets you somewhere to a mainland where you can start exploring and getting more pets, more gear. What I would advise though is until you're level 20, just kind of, each place has a starting point. It's an area that has a lot of your beginning tools, what you need to smelt iron, anything like that. To start off with, this is really handy, because you don't have to build anything. You can just go like that. Sorry, that was kind of stupid, but just go like that, and boom, you can smelt stuff. And I do already have a few pieces of iron. And also, since I'm level 10, as soon as you're level 10, you're going to want to go in here and go down and craft a fishing pole. Now, some areas have mud around where you can get worms right away. I'll go ahead and craft one. Usually you can get the sinew or the tendon from any kind of cattle or those cows at the beginning. And another thing that you'll find in a lot of these beginning starting areas is a different type of mount. So this is the camel mount. So just to show you guys a little bit how expensive other mounts can be, I actually made the feed and everything that I needed to and had 8 of these camel feed. Now, a camel feed takes wheat feed. You have to go to the crafting table. You have to make wheat feed and corn feed. As you can see, it takes 5 of each of those to make 1, and then those 2 combined make 1 camel feed. So essentially, you're paying 10 resources for 1 feed, and it took me 7 feed to tame one. And if you look, it really isn't any better. It's actually worse, other than the load. The speed is quite a bit worse, but it's not any better than the cattle, and I personally like better, just aesthetically, how the cattle looks, sounds, etc. But yeah, if you like the camel better, it's not too hard to find corn and wheat around here, but just make sure you have at least 8 or 9 feet, or you may not be able to tame it. But yeah, I was able to find a decent speed and load with just using wheat and saddles with cattle. So I definitely got one of the better ones, but it still could be better. But yeah, I decided to just go with that. But yeah, this is a good place to start with. It gives you a fire. You can instantly cook a lot of your meat. It'll give you a better food source than just berries. And as you can see, cooked pork chop is by far the best type of meat, as it gives 50 food. Barbecue steak gives 40, and then just barbecue game meat and some other different types of meat give very little. And so barbecue pork chop, I always go with that to go with. And then just to explain a little bit the dynamic of the water skin. So a water skin, you get that at the beginning. When you get thirsty, you use that, and to refill it, you just go to any body of water. Doesn't matter what kind of water it is, and boom, it gets refilled. You can use it literally till it's empty. And boom, that's refilled. Now, I often, if I'm going on long excursions or something where I will be gone for away from water or not sure that I'll be close to water for a while, not worry about collecting it, I actually like to have 2 of these water skins. But yeah, that's personal preference. And another thing is the game actually makes that you go a tick faster when you're not holding anything. It's not a huge amount, but it's enough that if you're going long distances, you'll want to clear. Just press again on whatever weapon you're holding or whatever, and it'll unequip it. That way it's just a tick faster, and you'll move around the map faster. Another thing is with the iron, if you look here, well, you can make iron equipment, and what you need is those orbs that I talked about before. So you'll need to kill those goblins to get orbs, and you'll want a decent amount of those to start with. That takes it, and if you go to the other workbench over here, which you can just switch on what you need on the items there, but if you look at that, that also takes orbs for each piece of armor. And then even advanced, it takes as you can see there, those take 80, that takes 100, so it's always good just to collect all the orbs you can. Yeah, you can never have too much. So yeah, just continue here until you're able to level up a decent amount, go out and collect resources. This chest is only linked to you, so you can go ahead and maybe store a few extra items you have in there that you don't want to just lug around. Maybe some stone. But a lot of these items are useful later on, so I like to just keep them in there. And yeah, just continue making. Now, I started off, and I would definitely advise just making all of these iron equipment. Iron bow's not quite as important because later on you can make the silver and gold bows and they're better. Just need to make the corresponding arrows. But the iron bow too, you get drops, as you can see from the goblin archers. You get the iron arrow drops. So as you keep going, those will be dropped some more, and you can use those in your bow. I'm gonna go see if I can find myself some mud piles so I can explain the dynamic of fishing a little bit. So well, there don't seem to be any here. So once I'm level 20 or find some mud piles, I'll continue showing you guys what's next, and yeah, once I'm level 20, I'll go up to that beacon and show you guys where that takes me. So we'll see you then.